Over the past year, I've been studying keyboards like books. I've locked myself in a dungeon surrounded by nothing but keyboards so I can get to the bottom of the problem. Because things have changed since last year. These are my favorite keyboards of 2025, so which ones are worth your money? Which ones are a waste? We'll be going over the classic mechanical keyboards, then we'll hit up the low-profile keyboards, which have slowly become my favorite type of keyboard to use. And we'll be going into the budget category. If you want something nice, but you don't want to spend too much. But do not fret, we'll also be going into premium options and even custom DIY builds. But it won't stop there, because we'll also wrap things up by talking about the best full-size keyboards for those of you that want, nay, need a number pad. First up, let's dive into the best all-around mechanical keyboard picks. If you want a great keyboard and you aren't looking for anything crazy expensive or cheap junk, this is for you. If you're coming from a membrane keyboard or a cheap Red Dragon, this will feel like a massive step up. Last year, my pick for this was the Yunzii AL80, an all aluminum keyboard that really introduced the idea of a creamy sounding keyboard. Truly a groundbreaking discovery. But is it still the keyboard I would recommend today? Well, the Yunzii AL75 sounds amazing, it looks amazing, and it is almost perfect in every way, such as having great software, it's got cohesive keycap designs that look really appealing, and the cool backplate. It does have some pretty major things that annoy me, like when you plug it in, most of the time it just doesn't work right away. You have to mess with keyboard shortcuts to get it to work between wired 2.4G and Bluetooth, since it doesn't come with a simple toggle switch. Not to mention, the on-off is underneath the caps lock. This still disturbs me to this very day. Once you get this keyboard set up and you get over the initial headache, it does type like a dream. But is the Yunzii AL75 still my pick this year? Have keyboards innovated at all? Well, I've tested a lot of keyboards with the sole purpose to dethrone this as my go-to pick, and there have been some promising options, such as the Yunzii AL80. This keyboard came into the scene a few months ago, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, with the chiseled peaks on the back, tritone keycaps, and it sounds nearly as good as the Yunzii AL75. It even has a lower front height, making it feel more comfortable to type on. I actually wish every keyboard focused on this a bit more. This one comes with a knob for you knob lovers out there, but it definitely has some problems, such as this screen on the bottom right. It's completely integrated into the design, so you can't remove it. And you know what a screen has? Extra software. Messy software where you need to download something sketchy for the screen, and then you can use VIA for remapping keys. So you can say it fell a little flat, and unfortunately, it couldn't dethrone the Yunzii AL75 like I had hoped. I'm still holding out for the keyboard that can iterate on this one, so I'll be waiting. Now on the plus side, there's no shortage of options to choose from, and in a lot of the ways, those are good, but they don't quite nail the details like the Yunzii. The Yunzii AL75 is still my top pick for the mid-range keyboard that doesn't break the bank. But in my expert opinion, you'll want to hear about the next category of keyboards, because I think they are starting to outshine the thick boys like the Yunzii AL75, and that's low-profile keyboards. They have gotten insanely popular nowadays, and for good reason. Since they're thinner, you'll most likely find them more comfortable to type on for long periods of time, and they're portable if you ever want to touch grass. Traditionally, they sounded really bad and all felt rattly to type on, but nowadays, they've seriously upped their game. The first one is my favorite all-around low-profile keyboard right now. In fact, it might be my favorite all-around keyboard in general, and that's the Nuphy Air75 V3. Whenever I test a new keyboard, I always miss using this one, so it ends up back on my desk. But what makes the Air75 V3 so special, you may be wondering? First up, it has all your bases covered keyboard-wise. You've got wireless connectivity, great browser-based software, you've got ease of use, great sound, great feel, everything. This one's silent, so excuse the sound, but it goes even farther. You can customize the knob with different modules or just straight up remove it and make it a switch. It's awesome. You can even order this keyboard with silent switches already installed, so you don't need to perform keyboard surgery to quietify your keyboard. The silent switches don't feel mushy or gross either. They feel bouncy, satisfying, and They sound great. So it's hard not to recommend this keyboard with or without the silent switches. This is on my desk all the time. In a world where drivers are idiots, you need a dash cam. In the US, there is a hit and run about every 43 seconds and 90% or more go unsolved. You never really expect something to happen on the road, but when it does, having the right dash cam can save you. That's where today's sponsor comes in, the A329S 3-channel from Viovo. No matter where something happens around your car, this dash cam has got you covered. 4K video on the front, 2K from the rear, and a 2K infrared fisheye cabin camera with a 210-degree ultra wide angle for inside your car. So no matter if it's another driver cutting you off or something happening while you're parked, you've got it all on video. On top of that, the quality is out of this world. The A329S uses Sony Starvis 2 sensors on all 3 cameras, which means sharper details, less blur, and clear video even at night. With its HDR functionality, it balances extremely bright and dark areas to prevent overexposure. You can actually make out license plates and faces when it's almost pitch black outside. When your car is turned off, this camera doesn't drain your battery, but if someone bumps into your car, it wakes up in less than 2 seconds and records the incident. Normal parking mode also supports auto event detection, super night vision, time-lapse recording, and more. And with the Viovo app, you can quickly browse and download videos. A 1-minute 4K clip downloads in under 10 seconds. Only on October 7 and 8, you can save up to 38% and get the A329S 3-channel at a great 11% discount. Check it out with the link in the description. Next up is the most budget pick, the Lofree Flow Lite. This comes in at a juicy price of $99, which may sound like a lot, but it's actually on the low end for low profile keyboards, a whopping $50 less than the Nuphy Air75 V3. I recommend this one a lot for people who want a portable option they can take with them when traveling or in a portable laptop setup, or even just jump room from room in your house. The sound and feel of the board are fantastic. It has a creamy sound and feels bouncy and poppy to type on. Plus, the little horizontal scroll wheel at the top is a nice touch for easy volume adjustment. And I really like that it comes with backlit keycaps, so you can see the legend at night while typing. But while I love this keyboard, I also have some complaints about it. Of course I do. The first is that since getting this about a year ago and putting it through some pretty heavy long-term use, it's held up pretty well, with the exception of the keycaps getting a little shiny over time. With normal mechanical keyboards, this is rarely a problem nowadays unless you go ultra budget. Plus, the Flow Lite requires a software download, which again is not my favorite. VIA would be awesome for this board, but all things considered, for the price, I still stand by this as a great option. $99, and you get to experience a low profile keyboard that sounds and feels absolutely fantastic. It's just made completely of plastic, and it doesn't quite have the same premium feel as the Nuphy Air75 V2 or this next option, which takes premium and puts it on steroids. So if you want something that feels absolutely solid and looks gorgeous, I'd go for the IQUNIX MQ80. I really fell in love with this keyboard when I first tested it out. The keyboard feels like a brick of aluminum because it is. It's heavy and it's just premium all around. It has a nice cherry red accent on the side, and you get a choice between white or black. And when typing on it, it has a lot of bounce to it. So you really get to feel the soft typing experience most keyboard lovers crave nowadays. It also comes with VIA for easy key remapping, which is always nice. And the 10-gram diagram on the back looks extra clean as well, but it's also currently retailing at $160, which puts it as the most expensive option on the list. So definitely pricey. And for my Euro brethren or sister-ren looking for an ISO layout, IQUNIX just made an ISO option for their Magi series, which is a close cousin to the MQ80, just a bit smaller. It also comes in more layouts such as 65%, 75%, and 96%, depending on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for something ISO, I definitely check that one out. But if these pricey thin keyboards are outside your budget, next up are some great options that won't break the bank. We're diving into budget territory. These are perfect for people who are buying their first mechanical keyboard and want to experience the wonderful awesomeness of having something nicer than the Dell keyboard that came with their PC 10 years ago. And a lot has changed in this category since last year. Before, it was all about the Aula F75. It's a budget board that you can pick up anywhere between $55 and $80, and it sounds and feels fantastic. like it's on par with the Rainy 75, but for $30 to $40 cheaper. What makes it cheaper is two things. The build quality. It has a plastic build while the Rainy is full aluminum, and the fact that the software is bad. So it's hard to customize your key placements. But everything else about this keyboard is really nice. It has tritone keycaps that look cohesive and not too gamery, albeit with some small printing errors. This is pretty common at this price point, so you really can't hold it against the Aula too much. And it comes with a knob on the top right. Plus, it has the full wired, wireless, and Bluetooth experience toggle. The keyboard is the value package. It's like ordering off the dollar menu. And it's always a great option to pick from when the price is right. But there are two other contenders you should definitely consider nowadays instead of this one. The first one is a brand that basically came out of nowhere called KISNT. And this keyboard fills an interesting gap in the market since it offers a comparable experience in a larger price. It has a lot of the nav keys such as insert, print, pause, home, keys which are completely absent on most 75% keyboards like the Aula F75. With more keys, it's a little wider and it looks a little awkward, but it's a great option to choose from. I will say the design of the KISNT doesn't look quite as cohesive as the F75. It has this yellowish brownish look to it, and the price, whew, wait till you hear the price on this one. It's only $40. When compared to the Aula, that's $20 less. But the problem is, it's still missing one crucial component to an amazing keyboard. Great software. And that's where the next keyboard comes in, the EPOMAKER QK81. I wasn't expecting much when I tested this until I saw one thing, and it's super obvious. And no, I'm not talking about that knob either. What I'm talking about is what the name QK81 implies, which is that it's compatible with QMK and VIA, all without downloading bloated and sketchy software. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, because usually QMK and VIA are reserved for keyboards that cost $100 plus, but this is going for around $65. It's honestly such a great deal because when you have a smaller size keyboard, being able to remap your keys to fit your needs is everything. Now, if you don't want to deal with that, don't worry. I'll go over some full size options soon as well. But I love this software and I like that this keyboard has it at the low price, and I even like the ultra thick boy knob, and it sounds great. It's like a satisfying thok noise, but not too loud where it's annoying like other options. Besides that, my complaints mainly come to aesthetics, because while it has a really cool shaped case design, it's curvy, it's easy to pick up, it looks a little boring. The case is all black, the keycaps are mostly black, and for some reason, the legends are green. It has this little RGB strip on the bottom right, but you know, I'm 31 this year, and RGB stops tickling your fancy once you cross 30. All I'm saying is that if they made it look just a little nicer and a little more cohesive, I think it would be the perfect option for the price. But as is, it's a deal. I think it's a good deal. When it comes to budget keyboards, you can't have everything. So you have to prioritize what you want. You want VIA? Go with the QK81. Want a creamy keyboard with cohesive design? Aula F75. Want more keys? Go with the KISNT. But at the end of the day, all three are great options. Now let's jump into the opposite side of keyboard land, the premium side, where you go if you want to go hard. Or maybe you're just a keyboard addict and have acquired a taste for the finer things in life. I don't know. I'm not you. You're you. I like fine things too. But these are my favorite picks in the $200-ish price range. They're products you buy because you want the best. So out of the premium options, there is still one that reigns supreme in my mind, and it's the same as last year. This keyboard just personifies, wow, that's a big word. It personifies everything people want out of a keyboard. Aluminum case, creamy sound, ultra soft and bouncy typing experience, and a cool, cohesive design. The Evoworks Evo80. Dang, that's heavy. This keyboard can be best described as the Rainy 75, but taken to the next level. It takes everything you love about that keyboard and just makes it better. The design on the back is more intricate with a mix of colors. It just nails everything. Well, everything except what I dislike about the Rainy, such as a hidden on-off switch and the lack of a toggle switch. Oh, and the dongle storage is there, but it's not well executed. To get the dongle storage, you pry open the top to see a tiny rectangular slot that fits your dongle. But beware, it's super easy to lose your dongle if you forget. So yeah, it has some issues, but once you get over the initial setup, it's basically perfect. Also, I love how easy it is to open these types of keyboards. They have a ball catch mechanism, which means there are no screws. You just pop it open, like how I just did. But the dongle and the lack of a toggle switch are definitely a shame. But if you want a keyboard that nails the feel, the sound, and the look of a premium keyboard, definitely check this out. Evoworks recently released the Evo75 if you want something smaller, but I feel like it didn't quite capture the same magic as the Evo80, even though they did introduce a toggle switch finally. If you want a comparable option, you should check out the Crush80 from WOBKEY. It has the same size, a slightly different design. After testing both for months now, I find myself liking the Evo80 much more. It's also lower on the front, a lot lower. But if you're looking for something even more premium, even more custom, that's where things get a little bit crazier, but also fun. You can buy a kit and build the perfect keyboard for you. Everything down to the size, switches, keycaps, even the plate materials and the foams is 100% customizable. And once it arrives, you get to assemble it. It's not for everyone, but at least you get a fully customized keyboard to your exact preferences. So if you're looking to do this, I think the best entry-level options come from QWERTY keys and Chill Key. The Zoom 75 from Mellotrix is an option that's always safe, along with the QK80 and QK101 from QWERTY keys. Just beware, the quality of the final product comes down to how skilled you are at building a keyboard. And it's the perfect option for you if you like to roll your sleeves up and just build it yourself. So you go for it. I believe in you. Now let's go over a category of keyboards that I didn't really even start covering until this year. It wasn't until I got numerous, and I mean numerous comments from a very passionate group of people in my audience. People who deeply care about numpads. I'm talking about the full-size keyboard crew. This category is perfect for people who do a ton of number entry or just people that hate change and the very essence of the idea of a small keyboard. So if that sounds like you, these keyboards should be perfect. I've tested an insane amount of full-size keyboards this year, at least 25 to 30 of them, and I keep getting new ones to test every week. So which one is really the best? Well, looking at proper full-size keyboards, I think most people would be best off with a keyboard like the Aula F108. Why? I would say it's the best value pick, and it's a proper full-size keyboard for the price. Because one thing you'll notice when shopping for these, you'll often see fake full-size keyboards. If you look closer, you'll see that they're actually 96%. That means they have less nav keys and the layout is more compact, which for some is a deal breaker. But I like the Aula F108 because it just does everything you need it to. It's a great price and it sounds pretty good too. There's definitely better options out there, but you're going to have to spend a little bit more. One of which that I like a lot is the EPOMAKER Galaxy100. This keyboard is made of aluminum as well. It has a creamy sound, and it even comes with a knob. It sounds and feels better than the Aula in my opinion, but the catch is it's technically not full size. It's one of those fake full size that I mentioned earlier. So it may feel a little foreign at first if you're a die-hard full size keyboard lover. If you're a little flexible, however, it's hard to beat this pick. It comes with the big 0, so you don't need to contort your thumb all weird when doing number entry, like some of those other keyboards with the tiny 0. It's honestly pretty insane for the price. And lastly is a more premium option for the full-size keyboard lovers, and this is one that I'd personally go with, the Keychron K10 HE. It looks premium, it's got those wooden accents on the side, it has a metal frame around the top, plus it comes with Hall effect switches. If you don't know what these are, essentially you can tweak the actuation distance of each key in the software. So if you want the key to actuate after a really shallow press, you can do that. Or maybe you're prone to mistakes due to accidentally fat buttoning the keys. You can put the actuation much deeper. It's a really useful feature, and I feel like it personally helps me type faster with less mistakes. It's also insane for gaming, but I won't get into that right now. Plus, the Gateron dual rail switches inside the keyboard make each key press feel stable to type on, with 0 rattle. Now, this keyboard does cost a lot more than the other options, but it's a proper full-size layout. So if you're looking for a premium full-size option, the K10 HE is the right call in my opinion. However, if you want to go the DIY route, check out the QK101 from QWERTY keys. Well, since you've made it to the end of the video, I'd like to share one of my personal favorite keyboards, the Keychron K10 HE. It has everything the K10 HE has, except no numpad. It has a smaller layout. If the Nuphy Air75 V3 is my #1 pick, this one is my #2 pick. What's your keyboard? Do you disagree with my picks? What's your top keyboard? Leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching, and check out this video right here. Peace out.